Fast and Furious 2 best movies are nothing alike, and show how much the franchise changed in just 5 years. Fast and Furious has been going strong for over 20 years, but two of its most iconic movies couldn't be more different, showing how quickly the franchise changed. Over the years, Fast and Furious films have fluctuated in quality, with some being crafty and exciting action flicks, while others have fallen a little flat in comparison. The more modern, blockbuster nature of the series is why the IP has become so successful, and while Vin Diesel teased street racing in Fast and Furious 11, the franchise steered away from its more grounded approach, which happened pretty suddenly. Although some of Fast and Furious' best car stunts have happened in the later installments, the saga is much more about action and high-stakes sequences compared to the original films, which had a racing-orientated theme. The first few outings still featured crime elements, but as the years went on, cars became more of a fun prop to spice up the drama, rather than an actual focus of the story. Ironically, two of the best Fast and Furious movies show the strength of each premise, and despite being almost polar opposites, they were released less than 5 years apart. Tokyo Drift and Fast 5 are Fast and Furious best movies for different reasons. While Fast 5 is often considered the greatest Fast and Furious film, Tokyo Drift is a lot more divisive, but it is easily the franchise's best pure racing film. It may not have the same lovable characters or charisma as the other entries, but Tokyo Drift is a genuinely unique project that captures what the saga used to be before Fast 5 proved it was better off as a blockbuster series. Tokyo Drift follows a car enthusiast who is sent to live with his father in Tokyo to avoid jail time and eventually competes in illegal racing through Han's mentorship. Despite its fairly disappointing reviews, the movie has a massive emphasis on cars and the lifestyle that comes with street racing. In addition, it maintains its dramatic elements by having big action scenes and even Yakuza connections, but it ultimately does a strong job of showcasing the franchise's initial core elements. Unfortunately, Tokyo Drift became Fast and Furious' lowest-grossing movie, proving a change was needed. Enter Fast 5. The high-octane blockbuster was full of explosive moments, featuring hand-to-hand combat, guns, and a massive heist scene that confirmed Fast and Furious was well and truly heading in a new direction. Fast 5 is easily the best project to come out of the Fast and Furious universe, and deserves praise for reviving the franchise after its issues, yet it couldn't be any more different from Tokyo Drift. Although 2009's Fast and Furious initially began changing the franchise after Tokyo Drift's failure, Fast 5's massive box office success was what solidified the more modern version of the saga. Everything that has come afterward has mimicked the fifth film's style, and while none have been quite as good since, it became clear what the movie series' winning formula was. Fast 5 is easily the best project to come out of the Fast and Furious universe, and deserves praise for reviving the franchise after its issues, yet it couldn't be any more different from Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift was the last Fast and Furious film about cars before it all changed. Alongside being a great display of racing-based action in Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift was the last movie in the franchise that was actually about cars. Much of the conflict and resolution happened as part of a race or drifting contest, rather than through death-defying combat that just happens to involve vehicles. Parts of Tokyo Drift focused on a rookie learning how to drift, and although the story also involved Han's supposed death before Fast and Furious retconned it in future installments, all the meaningful elements of the film happened while racing, which changed soon after. Given Tokyo Drift's box office difficulties, the franchise clearly had to freshen things up, hence why Fast and Furious 2009 flipped the narrative so drastically. The film focuses on Dom and Brian getting revenge on a heroin smuggler after he seemingly killed Letty, which is a far cry from what the story originally focused on. Even though the fourth installment lacked in quality, it doubled Tokyo Drift's box office and confirmed Fast and Furious' switch from street racing to blockbuster action, meaning the franchise's trip to Japan was the last real time it prioritized cars. Fast 5 was incredible, but Fast and Furious could have used more Tokyo drifts.